All right, on this episode of Bowks Talking Bouts, happy to be speaking with an individual coming off of a big victory, capturing that one heavyweight championship, defeating Brandon Vera. I am talking to Arjan Bhullar. How's your day going so far there, man? I imagine you're on cloud nine.
It's going awesome. Absolutely. Very happy, very excited, feel blessed. Couldn't be any better.
Yeah, I was going to say I noticed it was your birthday a little bit ago. You're getting some messages coming in, so I mean, quite a present there with that lovely one belt.
Absolutely. Perfect timing. Milestone birthday and got the belt. And, life, one chapter is over and starting another as world champion and moving forward.
And I'm just curious because in doing my research on you, this seems like such a culmination of your life's work kind of moment. Is this a situation where like the fully commensurate realization of what this moment means? Like, has the moment washed over you fully yet, do you think?
Absolutely, man. I knew it was going to be life changing, and I had some ideas and plans for what we can look to do afterwards. But you never fully know till you get there. And it's been great so far. In terms of the fight, it went according to plan, so not surprised or thrown off about that. But just been really busy on the back end of this, and it's a good busy, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I guess I just say that with the backdrop of, being a lifelong athlete, like your dad, a well-regarded wrestler, and just the lineage in India with that being similar to, the jiu-jitsu lineage and things of that nature. And I just think the whole story is cool with your parents always telling you you'd become a champion, but don't forget where you come from. So just really amazing stuff, man.
Yeah, I was raised right with the right values, and I tried to stick to them. And it's been amazing. I got my own kids now. I got my wife, and I try to instill some of the same stuff into them. And it's you got to represent who you are always proudly, because when my folks came over, that wasn't allowed. There's a lot of racism, open racism, and you were told the complete opposite, and made to feel the complete opposite. So, I have a platform, and I will speak as loud as I can from the platform.
Well, I love that you're doing that, man, and just an amazing moment. Like I was saying, making history before becoming the first, Indian fighter to capture a high-level championship in mixed martial arts. And that kind of history-making theme seems very popular throughout your career, just through your wrestling accomplishments and, you're being in the UFC and everything like that. So just how cool is that? It seems like another capstone achievement adding to the legacy.
Yeah, it's been a long road, and a lifetime of work, like you said, and just the ups and downs, trials and tribulations, the decisions, the forks of the road, all of that type of stuff. It just, it's worked out. It's not but luck or chance or any of those things. It takes a lot of work, and we had a lot of challenges heading into this fight as well that we were able to overcome because of that. Used to dealing with adversity, used to dealing with challenging situations, and that's why I draw confidence when I go into my fights. Nothing's going to shake me.
And it just seems like it came at an ideal time, in as far as like giving, even a slight bit of reprieve to the devastation in India right now. So just probably providing like a glimmer of, hope for them, something to cling on to and, feel good about in a desperate time.
Exactly. Sports is supposed to bring people together, get them excited, distract maybe from some of the carnage on the ground there. It's a terrible state right now. And we've been trying to help out as a family as much as we can. And I'm going to get involved more now that I have this platform to do a little more in that space. But just, I feel this was the right thing to do at the right time. And I hope it's able to bring some joy, even for a brief moment, to the folks on the ground.
And it seemed like there was a real level of cultural thoughtfulness and just a comprehensive kind of dynamic with the one Dangal show overall. Like, how did you feel the representation was in that regard?
It's amazing. They want superheroes. They got a different model than some other companies, right? And just, some things in life just line up. And it was one of those things. Dangal, I've been wrestling in Dangles my entire life. My soul has my father before me. I was not about to lose with that card shaped up the way it was with me main eventing. There's no way. So, it's one of those things with the door was open. It's a matter of me walking through, and I'm happy I did.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you kicked the door down more than walking through, just based on the quality of the athletic performance there. I mean, the boxing, crisp, just great movement, the wrestling mixed in well. I mean, just on the microcosm level of the athletic performance specifically, like, was that as, I guess, comprehensive of a performance as you could have hoped for?
Yeah, we knew what he was going to do and what he does well. But I knew what I could do and bring to the table, and we executed that game plan accordingly. And I wanted to show a complete. First it was he's a wrestler, then it was he's got some hands, and I wanted this to be he's got everything. He can mix it up, and that's what a world champion does. And I feel we were able to show that, and I'm very confident moving forward. We're going to build and build and build.
Absolutely, and what I find intriguing is that there's certain, I guess, stylistic hallmarks to a degree of your training with AKA, for instance, the, work in the neck and getting in the punches and close quarters kind of thing, but it also seems like you add your own unique touches to it there. So how important is that confluence of just learning from all these people, but I guess just personalizing it specifically to your own game?
Absolutely. AKA has been a huge influence. We had Kane, you had DC, great, all-time great big guys. And training alongside of them and just watching their game, I was like, you know what? They come from the same background I do in terms of wrestling. And why reinvent the wheel? We have a game plan or a blueprint for success, and I wanted to copy that best I could, and then add in my own personal touches. So that is what we tried to do and what we have done. So I'm actually happy you recognize that, and I'm very proud that I'm able to continue that legacy of great big men coming to the gym.
And just what a cool timeline, too, because, I'd seen in an interview you started turning your attention towards MMA prior to the 2012 Olympics, with DC being an inspiration, and just that video coming out a bit ago of him shouting out the title victory and everything. Just what a cool timeline with everything there.
Absolutely. Timing's everything. Relationships are everything in life. And, he's been a great guy, and for many years, someone I've looked up to, almost like a fan, to be quite honest with you. It's weird sometimes, when he gives the praise back. I'm like, not used to that. But it's cool, and he's a class act and an all-time great. So I appreciate our relationship very much.
Yeah, it's a cool relationship, and I was also seeing that he interviewed you for, a post-UFC fight, and you can just tell there's that fun dynamic there, no doubt. But in your post-fight interview after beating Vera there, you mentioned a specific individual by name Kong Ji-won, and just, a great next opponent. You called him the Iranian killer, running through Amir Ali Akbari recently. What were your thoughts on that call-out? Because normatively the champion isn't the one doing the calling out, but kind of cool because, a surging contender out there. So can you kind of talk about that a bit there?
Yeah, there were talks of me and Amir behind the scenes, and he was being real loud on social media and that type of thing. So it just made sense to me that, hey, this guy punched him out within a round. He's young, he's undefeated. He actually did the same to Amir's teammate a few weeks earlier within the same month. So that's why I call him the Iranian killer. He's the one that makes sense for that reason. Beyond that, it'd be nice to get some of the other guys busy in the division and see how things shake out. But I think he's a front runner at this point.
Yeah, and an interesting divisional landscape in certain regards, in the sense of you got a guy like Dustin Joynson in there who you have a localized connection with, in the sense of training together in the past there. So it's cool to see a level of Canadian representation there in the heavyweight ranks.
Yeah, absolutely. Dustin Joynson, PFL, produces some of the best Canadians coming through the system right now. And we both came through the Battlefield Fight League, so shout out to them. And shout out to Dustin. He's been plugging away for quite some time now. And I'm just, I'm happy that we got some representation in-house.
Yeah, no doubt, and I mentioned the call-out you did there, but a bit of a call-out that happened recently. I mean, not specifically your name per se, but, Rainer de Ritter illustrating he wanted a shot at a third championship within the one ranks there. What are your thoughts on RDR putting out that bid for the heavyweight title there?
Yeah, he's trying to make some noise and that type of thing. And you know what? He's done well against Chong Lam Song, one guy. So you're not gonna beat Ong La with the same style where he made no adjustments, and get a shot, at whatever you want. I think he defends. I think I defend, and let's see how this thing plays out. He's having success, and good for him. But yeah, that's where my thoughts are. That it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair characterization. I mean, that has some level of intrigue, but not maybe for the next fight, per se. I agree with your each doing a defense kind of breakdown there, the whole thing. But you also mentioned the pro wrestling world there, which I thought was cool, something I also observe as well, firing off that warning shot to AEW and WWE there. Do you think we see the AEW title go from Winnipeg, Manitoba to Richmond, British Columbia sooner than later?
Say that again, sorry?
Oh, I was saying, do you think we see the AEW title go from Winnipeg, Manitoba to Richmond, British Columbia sooner than later?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Look, I already made it known. This is something we planned for Vera. We took him out, and we've been planning for pro wrestling. These guys that walk around like tough guys, I'm picking a fight with them. You got Jake Hager over there pretending he's blood and guts, and he's a tough guy within the inner circle. And he's got all American wrestling credentials. Well, I got Olympic credentials. I'm an MMA champion. I think I'm tougher than him, and I'm picking a fight with him. And then you got Bobby Lashley over in the WWE, another Bellator fighter, and NAI wrestler. Again, I put my credentials up against either one of those guys. I'm picking a fight with them.
And it just seems like there's a great history of, Indian professional wrestlers, too. Like I was seeing you were shouting out Basanta Singh and Gobar Goho circa early 1900s there. So another, cool lineage to be a part of there, it seems like. It seems like you appreciate the history.
Absolutely. Again, combat sports is what I devour. So I know everything, or I try to at least, especially from people from my community. You got Dada Singh that's in the WWE Hall of Fame. You got Kali who just joined recently. So we've got representation in the sport. I'm just excited to put my resume up against some of these other tough guys and really get it on in the sport circle.
Yeah, and I think it's cool you have the camaraderie there with Jinder Mahal. Like I'd seen the shout out video leading into this one title bid, and obviously there was talks at one point for him to walk you out for that UFC fight there. So I mean that's a cool dynamic to see. Did he reach out to you at any point after the fight there, like a follow-up kind of congratulations there? Because it seems like you guys have a pretty cool friendship there.
We do. He's a solid dude. And I've actually picked his brain regarding the industry as well. That's his expertise, as MMA's been mine. And he's been a great dude and really a good guy to bounce some ideas off of. So shout out to him.
And it's curious because I'd seen prior articles where at one point maybe this was years ago, obviously, but the rigorous nature of the travel schedule with WWE not as conducive to the family kind of dynamic there. So to that point, would maybe, I guess, AEW be more on the radar just because of the reduced schedule, so you can kind of have the happy in between there?
Yeah, absolutely. Family's everything to me. That's why I do what I do. So I will not sacrifice anything in life that will put my family on the backside. So that'll be a discussion I have with my family. Once we figure out which one of these guys, whether it's Vince, whether it's Tony, opens up their door and comes to the table. Like I said, we're picking a fight with both guys, and we are sitting at the table, and we want one of these guys to step up with one of their guys.
Yeah, well, I love seeing that for sure, but I think much was made of the, I guess, lengthy timeline leading into getting this Vera fight set up. Obviously, there was a lot of outside factors leading into it, but to that point, when are you looking to next get back into the one circle?
Hey, look, I got to touch base with the company. I'm not a guy. That was the longest layoff I've had in my career. I did not enjoy that. I want to stay busy, and so I'm not. It's not going to be another year before you see me. I guarantee you that. And it probably won't even be 6 months, to be quite honest with you. I like to compete, and I like to compete often. So let's see how this all shakes out.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt, man. And yeah, I just really appreciate getting to talk to you after such a big victory here. I mean, a history-making effort, all things considered. And yeah, I just want to be mindful of the rest of your schedule. I presume you want to, get some family time and hang out and appreciate the victory. But to that point, is there anything maybe you'd like to sort of add as a parting thought as we're wrapping up here, Arjan?
No, I appreciate everyone for the support. We said we were going to do this, and we did it. And now we're going to take over the pro wrestling industry and pick a fight there. So stay tuned, and we're going to keep this. I am the king of the Dangal, and we are 1 billion strong.
I love hearing it and been wanting to interview you for a while. So cool that we were able to facilitate this and get this all set up. And yeah, appreciate you giving some great insights here, champ. You enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully we can talk sooner than later.
Beauty, appreciate it.